happy to introduce my friends over at Rocksteady. It's an incredible program benefiting those with Parkinson's and their families. Ryan is a third-degree black belt, phenomenal patient, and he flies when he jumps. Jeanette is an incredible personal trainer and fitness instructor who can trust the world with to help you be better. And Scott is a 5th degree black belt and world traveler who will be coming up. Come on up here, I want you guys to do all talking. They're phenomenal, so what they have to share and show to all of you, I hope you're able to bring back to your community and the folks that you work with, because what they do for those with Parkinson's, it's truly magic and empowers them to really feel good about themselves. So, all right, Scott.
All right, thank you, Molly. Thank you guys for having us here. We're excited to be able to offer the opportunity to show you guys what Rocksteady is all about. I'll give you a quick, brief history. Rocksteady started in Indianapolis in 2006 by a guy named Scott Newman, who was a prosecutor, attorney prosecutor in Indianapolis. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's at the age of 40, and he basically started boxing with a buddy and noticed that his symptoms had improved. And so over a period of time, they started to do the class more and more, and then he started to have his friends come in and that had Parkinson's, and they basically, over a period of years, with doctors, with scientists, have created a program called Rocksteady, which has to do with boxing specifically, which is kind of ironic, right, when you think about it. But we were introduced, I'll give a quick history of how we were introduced to the program. As Molly said, we are, well, we're martial arts and we're fitness. We're fitness kickboxing students, so we do kickboxing. And for me personally, I was teaching a kickboxing class, still am, and we have a student who had her husband has Parkinson's, and she kept coming to me and saying, you guys are perfect for this program. It's basically what you guys do already. It's just for people with Parkinson's. And her husband, who was diagnosed, was looking for an outlet, and she said, this is something perfect for you guys. So we ended up going to Indianapolis, Ryan and I initially, and then Jeanette followed, to go get certified just last year, at the end of the last year, and we witnessed the powerful, the powerful group or Rocksteady program and how it influenced those people that have Parkinson's. So anyway, when he was diagnosed at 40 years old, he realized he needed to spread the program out. So in 2006, as they started the program, and they've now spread it out all over the world, and it's spreading fast like wildfire here in the United States and in parts of Europe as well. Each one of my instructors here have unique stories as well in terms of why they started. I knew nobody with Parkinson's, by the way, until we started this program, and now we have over 40 members in our classes, which is fantastic. And we'll talk more about it when we go in here. I'll let Jeanette.
40 members without any marketing so far.
Yeah.
They're coming to us. It's awesome. My name is Jeanette Perry. I live in Petaluma. And Scott and Ryan flew out and went and got certified, and I thought it was awesome. They kept talking about it, thought it was great, but I wanted nothing to do with it. I was scared of the responsibility. I teach kickboxing, I teach spin, I'm a personal trainer, I love the world of fitness, but I was intimidated by the Parkinson's patients personally. My uncle has Parkinson's, super close to my uncle. He has Parkinson's, and he actually wanted to take the classes, so I talked to him about it, and once Ryan and Scott got it going, I went in as his corners person. A corner person is a person that comes in and might be there to stand by you, to help you put your gloves on, to help you get up and down, because they have a wide range of people in the classes that can do different things. Some have more abilities than others. So some of them require a corner person. So I went in as his corner person, and after the first class, I came out and told Scott, I have to do this, so I'm gonna get a plane ticket, and can I come teach with you guys? So it kind of took away the fear, and I just knew it was the right thing. I loved being in there, I fell in love with everybody in the class, and I just wanted to be a part of it. So I've been teaching for, I don't know how many months now. Flew out last April, maybe 6 months or so. And it's a wonderful, wonderful part of my career that I hold dear.
Yeah, so like we said, we had one of our kickboxers introduce the program to us, and the first time I heard about it, I I was amazed by it. Some of you saw my tattoo, and if you'd like to see it up close, you can. But my grandfather, John Stanton, had Parkinson's, and he was also a boxer. So like Scott said, it's a little ironic. Most people think Muhammad Ali. There's some connections between brain damage and Parkinson's onset. So when I heard about it, I was just instantly touched by the idea, and there's a deep connection there for me. I grew up seeing my grandfather on hospice and not being able to really talk to me because he lost his vocal abilities at that late stage. It affected me pretty deeply as a kid, and so it's just a lot of emotion around this disease. And so when we went there, the biggest thing that kind of inspired us was the camaraderie that this group brings. When every time they meet up, they put their gloves on. They're not Parkinson's patients; they're just people that have Parkinson's, and they're boxers, they're fighters. So this fighting spirit is a big part of what we do. Come in, we're boxing, we're yelling, we're having a good time, we're laughing, telling jokes, and they get to just be normal people again instead of, like Jeanette said, being people that have something that most people don't understand what Parkinson's is. So a big part of what we do is also education and working with the symptoms to try to reduce them. So it's a big family that we have here. So it's a lot of fun.
So what we're going to do today, and because we're more about movement and kickboxing, we're not going to sit here and talk or stand here and talk. We're actually going to demonstrate, and we're going to have you guys participate too. Okay, so I know you may not have your workout clothes on, but you're not going to get that crazy. You're just going to get up for a second. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're just going to participate. This is where we shine. We're not the best speakers in the world, but we can definitely speak and get people moving and get people excited. So really, don't worry about sweating today. Don't worry about having to go and shower when you get back home or whatever. We're just going to get you guys moving, and may have a few of you guys volunteer just to come up and do some basic fundamental exercises. As Ryan said, this isn't about contact boxing. This is non-contact boxing. And we do drills that are fitness-based. So we might be doing some boxing, but we also might be playing with drums. And in between, they're playing with drums, and they go over to hit a bag. And then they run, and then they do different things. Yesterday we were playing baseball. So we kind of switch it up, and it's a lot of fun, and so we're gonna do a couple drills today, and I'm gonna have Ryan go ahead and cover some things with you guys, and what the particular drills are that we're doing, okay? And we have, how much time do we have?
Tell you in just a second.
Okay.
You have about 12, 13, 14 minutes.
2 minutes or so with a drill. Yeah.
So before we get started, the main principle behind the program and what we've known for several decades now is that intense force exercise is neuroprotective. So basically by having someone push you, you're able to go work past your limit, and in that mode of exercise, you're able to have some benefits for the brain. We all know that exercise is good. They're specifically finding that for Parkinson's patients, it's even more protective. It can slow down the progression of the disease, so that's why it's so important. ESPN ranks boxing as the most intense form of exercise out of 60 different sports. It has to do with all these different aspects of their training. They're doing cardio, they're doing balance, they're doing strength training, all these different things. So we're going to kind of demonstrate some things and go through what the benefits are for each of those things. So, yeah, so we usually start with these bow staffs here, which we use in Taekwondo, but I have a loud voice so I can kind of project. What we do is we do a lot of movements that are about opening up the body. So if you guys want to just kind of form up and stretch your hands up to the sky, really lengthen in the body, it's important. We're going to hold that, take a deep breath, and lean it into one side. Hold that, try to keep your back straight here. Really important that we emphasize good posture for our patients. We're going to bring it back up to the top and reach out to the side. Hold it. Good. Breathe. Bring it back up to the top and reaching down towards one leg. Hold, stretch those legs out. And bring it over to the other side.
using these staffs to provide some balance for them. They need it.
And we're gonna do nice big circular motion. Again, we really want to open up their bodies, go all the way around. Top, and let's go the other way now.
So what Ryan's doing right now is dynamic stretching, and that's stretch in motion. This is great to do prior to any workout.
We want to open up their joints because a big part of Parkinson's is the kind of the rigidness that they're experiencing because they're losing their dopamine production. So we really want to challenge them to open up the joints that are starting to kind of shut down. So a lot of big motions. One balance drill that we do is having them work on stretching as well, but also working on the balance. So for that, you grab onto a frame, table, switching that to the other side. All right, now that we're all warmed up, we go into a little more of what we do with the balance. So we use a lot of things like foam or Bosu balls here. We usually will have a corner person or one of our instructors working on. We do a lot of circuit training, so like Scott said, we're doing one thing and then another. So we do things like walking on top of the foam. Okay. Do things like having them stand on the Bosu ball. We might have an instructor standing beside Jeanette. Maybe you could act out our corner person. So they're working on their muscle, core muscles, and balance, as well as that coordination of their boxing.
The thing of it is too, is they get lost in punching, right? They're hitting it and they're just going for it. And then they forget that they're actually balancing and engaging those muscles that they're supposed to be doing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
In the class, we're actually doing a portion of the class, I'd say 20 minutes. At the very beginning, each class is actually behind a bag. So they each have their own bag and gloves on, and we work through combos. And that's a really great part of the class. Which one?
This is a fun thing. We like to have fun in our classes. So a lot of folks haven't done jump rope or hoop hoops since they were in 3rd grade. So we always challenge them to do new things. This is, some of my boxers can do hoop hoop a lot better than I can. So we have a nice big padded hoop hoop that we challenge them to open up their hips as well. All right.
So you're probably wondering how you can take a group of 20, 30 people and have them all exercising at the same time together. Well, we have levels in the class. Usually their levels are 1 to 5. They're called PD 1 to 5. We don't have our classes broken up, but we do modify everybody on spot accordingly. So like we said, we're trying to work and progress people through some of their symptoms. So ideally, it would be great to get people to be jump roping, right? This would be awesome if everybody could do this. But in the class, not everybody can. Some people can after months of coming, but we start out really slow. And the first step might literally be just to step over this jump rope. And we've had people that this is their first step, to get them to lift their leg and step over the jump rope. And then they progress, and then we get them jump roping a couple months later. It might not happen for everybody. Depends on how many times a week they're coming to class. It also depends on what their symptoms are and what level they are. But that's just to show you like an example of a modification. So in one of our circuits, we might have someone who's going to town jump roping. We have someone else who's learning how to step. And then we might have someone that's jumping like this back and forth. And then before they actually swing, we teach them how to put the jump rope to the side and listen to the clicks and jump with it. So there's all these steps to progress toward doing the exercise at their full capacity. So that's just kind of an example of how we would modify a circuit in a class.
And they're not asked to perform things that they can't do.
No.
They're just saying, well, let's try it this way. And if they're not feeling up to it that day, if there's just something, because obviously they freeze, there's the symptom of obviously freezing, they're off to the side doing something else. But they're always a part of the program, no matter what. They're always moving, they're always doing something. And if they feel like they're not doing 100%, we invite them to come because we want them to be part of the group consistently.
So there had been a theory that just large movements, large steps, large.
We do that. We do a lot of
So
walking.
when you're doing this other training that seems to have smaller steps in it, you also then have clients who are taking bigger steps because they can no longer get down to that fine tuning like when you were jumping.
Yes, but we are always working toward the larger steps to help the mind remember to do the motions. So we have these large pads in the class, and we might lay them across the floor, and one of the circuits is just walking over the pads because we want their body reaching and doing those motions. Yeah, like that's a circuit we do regularly. We also teach how to fall. I mean, that might sound a little silly because when you go to an exercise class, you're hopefully not falling on the mats, but we purposely fall. We fall, we teach them how to roll appropriately. One of our exercises that we do in my class pretty regularly is we do 1 minute of getting up and down both directions. And one person might be up and down like this, all the way down to the floor and all the way back up, and they might be able to do it 25 times. I have them count to see how many they can do in 1 minute. Another person might literally be one time to get all the way down to that ground on their belly and all the way back up, if they're lucky, one time. That's where they are, and that's how they're gauging it, and then we work toward it. Hopefully in a week or two, they can get 1.5 times or so forth. So we're constantly working on all those things so the mind is remembering how to do it, and that the body doesn't get stiff or rigid, and it's able to do those motions.
Basic boxing fundamentals are also very important because they're not just there to work out, they're there to be boxers. And that empowerment of boxing and hitting, we're taught not to hit when we're younger.
We're hitting back.
And we're hitting back though, so that's the idea. The concept is really to empower them to feel comfortable hitting. And some people come in and say, I really have never hit before, and it takes a whole nother mindset for them to realize that they can be empowered by hitting and punching and kicking and do it in a productive and happy, fun way. So we teach them the basic boxing movements, helps them develop obviously the coordination with their hands. So if you guys got your hands up, let's go with your hands up, right hand, right foot back. How's that make you feel? I wouldn't say go over something like this, by the way. Here you go. So your hands are up right away from the get-go. We're teaching them what happens to their hands. Their shoulders drop, right? Parkinson's. Their body freezes, so we get them to stand tall. We get them to work on that posture. We get them to work on their core strength. And of course, as they're punching, they're having to work on their core strength and their ability to focus. And that coordination develops through consistently practicing those boxing movements over and over again. And as they were saying, high intensity is just as important for them to get their body moving, elasticity in the body, their blood flowing. So,
Should we teach them some boxing?
real quick, here we go. So hands up, right foot back. Some basic jab. All I want you guys to do is I want you to just go ahead and extend your arm out so it's horizontal. Yeah, just like that. So you hit with the 2 front knuckles, wrists is straight. And if we're protecting ourselves, we still talk about it like they're actually going to be boxing in the ring. Some of them are like, can we hit you? Which they, by the way. But from here, we want to make sure our shoulders line up with our chin, and then we retract it straight back. Now that's just arm movement, right? Okay. Then you can combine that with body movement. We'll teach them to rotate their shoulder and their hip into it. At the same time, keeping their hands up. Some of the things that we do that they kind of either get irritated with us, but it's very important is making sure that their hands are up. And take a little bump in like this. And you can see them getting a little angry, which is okay, because we want them to kind of feel that intensity that comes behind working out. And it's important for them to stay focused. We don't, as modifications are important, we don't take it easy on them. They're human beings. They want to be pushed. They want to be challenged. And that's what makes it really powerful for them. So, let's go real quick. One more. Here we go. So you got jab. You're going to cross jab. You're going to rotate your body a little bit more. And this is where we start teaching balance. Because some people will be like this. And we say, well, get your feet out. Get that plane. Not like walking on a plane. Make sure you have your feet farther apart. You have a jab. You have a cross jab. You have a hook. Your elbow comes up. And you have an uppercut. Just like that. Straight up. Not Popeye style. You're going to drop your body, come straight up. And then we start from there. We build the drills, the intensity, and get people into it. And so it definitely gets exciting for them. You guys want to add anything more?
Scott was saying we're approaching our year mark here, right? What month was that?
It'll be December, actually, will be the year.
Okay, so December, we've not done any marketing yet. This is only our second time presenting the program. We are looking forward to 2017 to marketing it and growing the studio as far as Rocksteady is concerned and hopefully adding more classes. We are also more than happy to come out to anybody's facility and do a presentation for people that might be your program directors or your coordinators or so forth. So if you don't have one of our cards and you'd like one, we're more than happy to hand those out. We want people to know we're here, and we want to grow the program and the awareness.
Is it only in Petaluma currently?
There's also one in Santa Rosa here.
There is one in
Yeah.
Santa Rosa. Okay.
So, can you tell us some stories about experiences you've had with your clients in the last year and seeing how
Yeah, so
There's an assessment. You should probably explain the assessment.
We do an hour's assessment, basically, and that starts off with basic balance drills and different fundamentals of the things that we do. And once we assess them, because we really can't take anybody in wheelchairs right now or that need assistance, because we'd have to have separate classes for those. So we basically break them up into levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. And our objective is to increase them from levels 3 to level 2 to level 1. Level 1 was be somebody who can drive and come to class and do everything, get there by themselves and not have to have a caretaker. And so we try to improve on their abilities and balance and coordination, and we have a basic assessment that we do. Everybody that we've had, I don't say everybody, but quite a few have improved that have consistently come to class over the last year.
yeah, we do a 6-month reevaluation. So some of our boxers that have just been starting or have been starting to do their reevaluations, and it is slow progress. Like we've said, Parkinson's, as you might know, is a progressive disease. So part of the neuroprotective thing is that we're progressing what we're challenging them to do, and hopefully we see even just a little progress. So
When we have seen people come on medication, we've had students stop shaking, which is huge. Walking better without their cane. I mean, those are fantastic in a matter of a year. That we
a lot of posture too.
How do you address frustration? And we all work in the same center. And I'm a computer person by trade, they get frustrated. But I use human person. I mean, a joke. And how do you address the frustration? I don't want to do it anymore.
We are a very happy group in our classes, and we don't allow that negativity in the group. Because when we come in, we want people to be happy, and we want people to feel that. And if there's one negative person, then it can kind of snowball from there. We do it with humor. They make fun of us, we make fun of them. But we're doing it in just basic human nature.
I also have to add, once they start coming, this is different than a support group, I've been told. I've never gone to the support group, but I've been told this is incredibly different than a support group, because they're not being babied, they're not sitting there talking about their problems. They're coming in and doing something. They're doing something they're proud of. They're doing something that makes them feel good. I have people that show up to class a half an hour early. It is the only thing they do the whole day, is come to this class. And you know that. It's a big part of their life. So they all want to be there. And if someone comes in and they can tell someone else might be having a rough day, the other people in the class change it right away. Come on, let's go walk a lap. Come on, let's do this. It gets dropped at the door. It does.
So, do you offer this to people that have other neuromuscular ailments other than Parkinson's, or just the Parkinson's?
Yeah.
Currently, Rocksteady is Parkinson's specific. There are some PD plus things, like we have some people with Lewy body dementia, but the program itself is specific to. We've been asked a lot. Unfortunately, we can't.
I was just going to say, you might have addressed this earlier. How many times a week are the classes, and what do people do, if anything, on their own to kind of keep their skills up when they're not in the class? Do you guys give them something to take home or something to practice or to work on for the next one? What's kind of the in-between stuff that folks do?
Currently, we give them tips, but we have classes 6 days a week,
Oh,
5 days a week.
okay.
We're doing Monday through Thursday and Saturday, basically. And so they're coming majority of the week.
Yeah.
And as far as tips and things, we'll give them tips on the outside. But they're generally coming to class more often.
How long is class?
have to have, we talk about cornerman, like she's a cornerman for outdoor first, and then he didn't really need it after a while, so, you know.
Somebody with the first.
Yes, and there are still some few people like that. That still have cornermen and need help and assistance getting gloves on, things like that.
What is the average age of the students in your class, and then what is the ratio as far as male to female?
We have, I would say the average age is probably in the mid-50s. Youngest is in the early 40s, and then the oldest we have is 82. And then right now it's more men than it is women. But we've had women come to class, and the women that have come to class have stayed and love being a part of the group. And we're trying to obviously get more women into it. I think it's intimidating at first to really think about a boxing class, but once they get in there and realize it's really just everybody working together, yeah, get the class, and once they do that, they're there to stay.
It sounds like there's one teacher to maybe 20 students or something, is that how it is, or are there assistants, or?
Well, we have assistants, you can have cornermen, but there is just one instructor, yeah. But that's why we've expanded the classes. We had at one point 30 in class, and we didn't want to have that.
So
That'd be the
20
case.
max, is that?
Yeah, we try to keep 20 max, but the thing is too, is that there's different levels, and everybody, when we have bigger classes, we make sure we have everybody supporting each other. Like I said, we don't have the levels 3 and 4, where they're just wheelchair bound, and we can't, because they need help getting up and moving around. Everybody's really 1 and 2, so they're able to actually come in and on their own. So, we did a big class, we did.
If I may.
Support, yeah.
One project we're looking into for the start of the year is to create a volunteer program. We're looking at outreaching to some state or other facilities. If any of you have contacts with people that are physical therapists or are interested in volunteering and being part of what we're trying to build, we'd like to be able to have some more rock steady volunteers that if someone doesn't have a corner person that can come with them, we'll have an extra pair of eyes or two in the class to kind of walk around and
The
help.
kinesiology department of Sonoma State actually needs to do that for our.
Great, yeah.
So that's a good place to reach out.
Thank you.
Some costs, and if someone can't afford it, is there a way to help them?
We don't have anything now. It is a privatized franchise type of business. And the reason why the way they said, you know, it was a lot easier and faster to get it out there as a business as opposed to something that was nonprofit. And so it's spreading every year. Hundreds and hundreds of studios are opening up because of that reason. We charge $99 a month, which is pretty reasonable.
A month.
Yeah.
Did you say 900 a month?
99.
900.
99. Yeah.
He'd be on the beach in Mexico if it was nothing. Somebody could come to 5 classes a week.
Yes.
Every week.
Yes.
That's a deal.
Yes.
And these are, they're hour-and-a-half classes.
That's really.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the thing is, we want to start the program and get people moving. And if they're getting improvements from it, they're benefiting from it, then we're all benefiting from it. So there's no reason to.
Are you only offering it, let's say, from 10 to 11:30?
10:30 to 12, Monday through Thursday, Monday through Thursday and
So
Saturday.
you don't have like an afternoon class or something?
No, we have martial arts, we have fitness, kickboxing. But our facility, we own the building, so we basically can expand. There's a lot of room to expand in the classes. It's just making sure we run the program right.
Can you get more?
Yeah, no, I know, and we definitely don't want, we have to max it when we get to, we didn't expect 40 members this fast.
Yeah.
And it's just growing right exponentially, and we're trying to manage it where it's done appropriately, so.
But it's evidence-based, right? So they're coming there knowing it's